Hello students, before starting explanation, let me read the poem first. Please listen. When I ask you to listen to me and you start giving me advice, you have not done what I asked. When I ask you to listen to me and you begin to tell me why I shouldn't feel that way, you are trampling on my feelings. When I ask you to listen to me and you feel you have to do something to solve my problem, you have failed me, strange as that may seem. Listen. All I ask is that you listen. Don't talk or do, just hear me. Advice is cheap. 20 cents will get you both Dear Abbe and Bailey Graham in the same newspaper. And I can do for myself. I am not helpless, maybe discouraged and faltering, but not helpless. When you do something for me that I can and need to do for myself, you contribute to my fear and inadequacy. But when you accept as a simple fact that I feel what I feel, no matter how irrational, then I can stop trying to convince you. Okay students, let me explain first stanza. See here. When I ask you to listen to me, you start giving me advice. You have not done what I asked. That means here unknown poet, we don't know the poet who has written this poem. But it is heart-touching. When I ask you to listen to me and you start giving me advice, you have not done what I asked. That means the poet says that when he tells you, when he requests you to listen what he says, and if you start giving him advice, something you do this way, that way, you have to follow that way, you have to do all these things or restrictions, you have not done what I asked. That means the poet says that the person who gives him advice has not done what he was expecting actually. He was not expecting the advices. He just asked them to listen. See second stanza. When I ask you to listen to me and you begin to tell me why I shouldn't feel that way, you are trampling on my feelings. Here students, trampling meaning what? Crushed harshly. That means in the second stanza, again the poet says that when he requests someone to listen and or he asks someone here, and if that person begin to tell that he should not do in the like way, that means some restrictions, he says that you are trampling on my feelings. That means you are crushing, you have crushed harshly. Trampling means here crushed harshly. Means you are disrespecting his feelings. What was the poet asking? The poet was asking to listen him. But at the same time, if you start giving him advice, some advices that you should not behave like that, you should not do like that, do all these things. This poet does not expect this one. And he also adds, poet also adds that if you start giving these things or telling these things, he says that you are crushing his feelings. You are disappointing him. And other stanza I am going to explain in the next video.